What is good, YouTube? The hiatus is over. I'm finally back. I know it's been a long couple of months, but here I am today in some tough times. I know you're looking at the world, you're looking at the economy, layoffs, things like that. I know it's some tough times right now, but I want to tell you my personal growth story of when I was actually laid off and how I actually leveled up after being laid off. So if you're new here, please like, subscribe, yada yada yada. You know the YouTube intro. Let's just get right into it. So my layoff story actually begins during COVID times. It was April 2020. This is when COVID was first hitting. I was working in the travel industry. We didn't know how bad COVID was gonna be. I had no idea I was about to be laid off. So the job I was working at, I was actually working as a data scientist for Hilton Hotels. And when I actually got the job, I was living in Baltimore. So I moved from Baltimore to Washington, D.C. And one of the things about layoffs is you never see them coming. So if you've been laid off recently in the past few months, you understand what I'm talking about. When I was laid off, I didn't see this coming. I had just moved here. Everything was good. I'm telling you, everything was great. I was making new friends. I was going to Wizards games with my work friends. Everything was good. I thought I was going to be working at Hilton for like 20 years. And when that layoff hit me, when I got that call saying that we terminated our contractors, I was actually on a contract to hire, so they terminated our contractors. I was devastated. Even more so because I wasn't a full-time worker. I wasn't furloughed. I just was pretty much told I don't have a job anymore and there's no more sources of income. And you know, it did really take me a few days to comprehend what happened. You know, I was hurt. You know, my life was kind of turned upside down. Just like that theme song. But you know, at the same time COVID was hitting, so the world was just spinning around me. But I knew I couldn't sit and mope around for too long. So I was applying to jobs mostly on LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and Indeed, Monster, and Dice. Mostly LinkedIn, to be honest. At first, nothing was hitting. So it was a lot of me spending 4 or 5 hours a day just applying to jobs. Another few hours trying to get unemployment, which was insane at that time because the unemployment was just completely backed up. And that whole process, I remember just to get on the phone with the unemployment office, they would put you on hold for like 17 hours, 18 hours, or give you a time slot when you would call back, and you would look at that line and there'll be like 19,000 people in front of you, something crazy every single day. Like, it was really tough times. You know, everybody was locked down. And I'm not the type of person who can stay in the house, so I'm like going kind of crazy. The only thing I can really do is go on walks, go on jogs, and things like that. And you know, my sleep schedule was upside down, just like my world was. I started going to sleep at like 6, 7 a.m. and waking up at like 2 p.m., you know, waking up applying to jobs and then staying up and watching How to Get Away with Murder until like 5 a.m. Like it was my world was crazy at this time. While I was applying to jobs and they just weren't hitting, I was also working on my craft. You know, I was looking up new data science techniques. I was also building my portfolio. I did another whole project, added that to my portfolio. I was really putting in a lot of time, and that's something you can do. You know, work on your craft, get some skills certification, keep working on that. But back to my story. You know, I'm applying to jobs, and I'm noticing the only people hiring are really the government. Because, you know, even in a pandemic, the government ain't going anywhere. After about 2 months of applying to jobs, you know, full time, I got interviewed by a government contractor, and I was actually the position I worked for a few years, where I was contracted to the IRS. This was a full data science job on a data science team with a lot of data science around me with much more experience than me. So I learned a lot about the position, and it actually did come with about a 5 or 10K pay raise. So I was fortunate enough to get that. And even though those times where I was, you know, locked down in the house and I was thinking, you know, how long is it going to be before I get a job? You know, this unemployment is never coming. You know, it's months and months, it's never going to come. You know, I'm paying rent with this house I don't even like living in because there's 3 roommates that are all freaking out. And if I was able to level up after being laid off in a recession, in a pandemic, you can too. Like I said, I'm not an academic all-American. You know, I'm a regular guy who works hard and has a good career now. So if I can do it, you definitely can too. And I really hope this gives you hope. I'm actually going to have another video even more about layoffs because I know a lot of people are going through it right now, but I wanted to share my personal story about how I got through it. So thanks. I hope this gives you again some hope. If this gave you some hope, please hit the like button to subscribe. Give your boy some loves. Peace, deuces. I'm gonna see you next time.